Welcome to Sydney Park. I'm standing in front of the future apartment development site of One Sydney Park, a collection of 356 bespoke apartments that front onto sensitive wetlands on one side and 7 lanes of tolled motorway on the other. This is truly a magnificent investment opportunity. For only $1.5 to $2 million, you can own your own piece of paradise, thanks to the Hyliang Property Group and their extremely effective tax haven in the Cayman Islands, backed up by the enormous talent and skill of their team of lawyers who successfully argued in the Land and Environment Court to proceed with this development despite overwhelming local resident opposition. This truly is an amazing investment opportunity for the future, for you and your family, or your possible tenants who will pay exorbitant rental rates. So here I am in Sydney Park, of course. We fought a good fight here with Friends of Erskineville. We organised 1,000 petition signatures to the Planning Minister, Rob Stokes, begging and pleading him to stop this development from going ahead, but unfortunately it was approved. One of the reasons why this development is so disappointing is that in 1995, in the original Sydney Park Plan of Management, it recommended that the state government buy this site and incorporate it into the park, so that the whole of this area, bounded by the Princess Highway, Euston Road, Campbell Road and Sydney Park Road, would be one big continuous park. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and this industrial warehouse site was bought by property developers. Now, the original plans, which were approved by the Central Sydney Planning Committee, that's controlled by the state government, had over 400 apartments in it. But after the fight that we had, we managed to get articles in the local media, into the Sydney Morning Herald. The final development was approved at about 356 apartments. So, we managed to reduce the number of apartments by, about 50. It's not a huge amount, but it's something. But what I think it shows is that actually people power, even at that sort of scale, does have an impact, and it is worth fighting for. But what would we really need to fight back even further and entirely stop a development like this? Well, we need to go back to the era of Jack Mundey and the Green Bans, where the Builders Labourers Federation put a green ban. They just refused to work on developing these sites, and they worked with the local resident groups to stop a lot of development of parks, like at Kelly's Bush along the Sydney Harbour. It is possible, but we will need much stronger campaigns than what we're used to now. That's why we need a campaign that is, directly stands up against the power of developers and says people and planet before profit. When we are bold, when we say that and we confront the extreme power imbalance of the money and the corporate interests of the property developers, that's when we have that awareness. We can build a movement and we can fight back and win back. Win for ourselves places, green spaces like this. It's right now we have a situation where the federal government, they have funds for this sort of things. They have the sports grants and the car park grants. They're spending, hundreds of millions of dollars on these projects. Why can't they develop them on, use the money to buy back land like this and expand our green spaces? Well, they're not interested. They're only interested in keeping their own political power, in putting money into marginal Liberal seats for dodgy projects that nobody wants and nobody needs. That's why we need a big confrontation, a political confrontation with the power of big developers like that, and we need to stand up and say no more. We have to fight back against this to save our environment. People and planet before profit.
Authorised by P. Boyle for Socialist Alliance, Ultimo, New South Wales.